So, what you're about to see is a conversation between me and a family friend, Misha, who is also on her grandma journey. She has a daughter who has a daughter. So, we're in very similar boats. Only difference is Misha herself has a toddler, a 2-year-old daughter. So, we just had a chop up about, the differences, the things we've experienced the same, and so on. And the how different her grandma journey will be while still parenting, because my baby's 16. So, it's going to be a very different experience for both of us. But it's about half an hour long, edited. But trust me, it went in over I think, nearly 100 minutes, and we went off on all sorts of conspiratorial tangents and stuff, which those are for other conversations. But it's fantastic. Forgive my editing skills because there's some things in there that we said that are a bit more private than we'd like to share, and so I've had to chop, chop, chop. But no, it's not my fault. What can I say? Um, it's been a long time coming because we did this about 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember, but it is. It's time for it to go out, and I'm ready. So this is my introduction to Misha and I's first conversation in what I might call, um, I don't know, some kind of podcasty, grandma type thing. Who even knows? It'll come to me. It'll come to me. But let me know what you think. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Misha. I'm 43 and I became a grandma on the 23rd of January 2024. I've got a beautiful granddaughter and she's now currently 10 weeks by my daughter, Kayla, who's 23.
So, hi. Today we're going to talk with Misha about her grandma journey because she's younger than I am, which is exciting. And we're both really happy about being grandmas. We've
Yep.
both got granddaughters, and we're just going to chop it up and see what happens. So, the news that you're going to be a grandma, how did that hit you?
Um, it I just knew before it happened because they came in and I was like, "So when are you due?" And she's like, "How did you know?" But it's just excitement. Excitement. I was overjoyed. Not in an overwhelming way, but I think a little bit of my story and my journey is I lost a sister when I was younger. So if she could have had a child that had lived on, so the fact that my own daughter was having a child was
Yes.
just like, yes.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful,
yeah,
isn't it?
it was amazing. So we were so happy. Like, I know a lot of their friends were like, "What did your parents say?" She was like, they were happy, like they were excited, couldn't wait. So yeah, that was so much. That
So
was a
her
choice.
dad was happy as well,
Yeah,
excited and
excited, couldn't wait. And
lovely.
again, his motto is like more life. So he was more than happy.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. So, after you found out now you're going to be a mother, at what? Because you have a young baby yourself who's now how old is she?
she's two.
So you're still mothering
Yeah,
and now grandmothering.
yeah.
How old was your child when you found out? Because
She was one.
so she was just one.
Literally just 1 years old, and it was like, I'm gonna have a 2 year old and an infant grandchild. But then I was like, well, it's easy because I've I've recently just gone through that
Mm-hmm.
transition and that whole process. So
Yeah.
it brought me back to not that I wouldn't have struggled with a newborn baby, but it just made it so much easier.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Because I remember when my baby arrived, I won't lie. Oh,
yeah,
that's just tiny. Oh,
yeah,
because I haven't held a newborn baby in. I can't even remember when.
yeah.
Because my sister had twins in September, but I didn't meet them until January. So
Okay.
they were already big boys by the
Yeah,
time I got this
yeah,
newborn baby in my hand. I just I was a little bit nervous. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie.
yeah.
So I could see how having a 1-year-old made it.
Definitely. And I think as well, it helped with Kayla because she was part of that journey and that process as well. So living here, I was like, oh, okay, can you just do this? Can you just do that?
Mhm.
So that was kind of semi prepping her
Of
for
course,
that.
of
But
course.
she was like, still having to deal with it by herself has made it.
So when she was pregnant, she didn't live here.
She did.
She did live here.
Yeah.
Or stay here. Which one?
No, she was living
She was
here.
living here.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so she moved in with her partner during the pregnancy time.
To just stay there. So like on the weekends because of the distance, and she worked in Birmingham.
Okay, yeah.
He like the distance traveling. She was like, yeah, no, it's not going to work for me. And especially being pregnant as well. And I was like, yeah, it's the driving was getting a bit much. Then she tried the train. That just didn't work. And she was like, yeah, it's too much on public transport. So she was living here. So she said when she has the baby, she'll be going back to his to go and stay.
So how did you find her when baby was born? Everybody's all right. Everybody's coming home.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find helping support her and also still doing your baby
Mothering?
Your mothering?
Yeah, that was hard. I say hard, but then it was easy because my baby was so just accepting, because we were like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be like jealous. She's not gonna she's not gonna want me to hold the baby, and she none of it at all. She's like, no, mommy, hold the baby. And I was like, oh really? She was like, yeah, like so engaged.
Nice.
Yeah, she was so
that's
engaged
good.
with the baby.
So that left you easy for you to hands-on help your daughter.
Yeah,
with all
because
the
then I
bits.
knew I didn't have any issues. She's not going to be jealous. She's not going to be, oh, mommy, you pick me up, or nothing
That's
of
fantastic.
the sort. Yeah. So I did take some time off to stay home and help Kayla.
Okay, how long did you take off?
I had 2 weeks off.
Oh, nice.
But then what my manager then agreed for me to do was, after the 2 weeks, work from home. So being at home anyway, so it was like, still helping out, and just like prepping the bottles. No, I'm lying, because she was breastfeeding then, like dinners and stuff like that. So that was beautiful.
So when she came home and you've got her and your little baby's letting you love this baby, what are you thinking, feeling? Are you looking at this little baby? Because I know how I felt looking at her, but yours is different because you just did it yourself 2 years ago.
Exactly,
oh my God, look at my baby.
Exactly.
How does that? I don't even know what my question is, but
I know, and what I'm going to say to you is it was so surreal. So what happened was, Marley looked exactly like Imi. So I kept on saying, come on, Imi. And I was like, no, Marley, I mean. And I was saying, Kay, she was like, Mom, I get it. They look exactly the same. I was like, Kay, like everything is just all coming back. Yeah. It was so crazy. And I was like, this is bizarre. So it's like, it was like deja vu. It's like, I'm doing this all over again, but actually this isn't my baby. So I'm not going to breastfeed. I'm not going to feed her. Like, this is your baby. But it was almost like how their similarities and like how they looked was so like it's unbelievable.
That's lovely.
Yeah,
the genes
was
are strong.
Bad.
So you said she's 10 weeks old.
Yes.
Can you give me like a brief rundown of the last 10 weeks? What your and her relationship, just you two?
Me and the baby.
You and the baby. How has that been?
So, as you know, like newborn babies, they don't do much at all. And as they get older and they start to recognise who is who, that she clearly now recognises Nanny and Granddad. So if Kayla video calls me now and I'm like, hi, it's Nan, the smile on her face, Kayla's like, Mom, she definitely recognises. Yeah.
Oh, that's
she
so
recognises us. It's so cute.
I do have that same experience only when I come home from work sometimes, and I come in the room and I say, "Hiya, Rai." That's my little thing, and I can see her looking for where that sound's coming on. I say it again, and then she smiles at me.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that just shows me already, and like that is actually like deepening our connection. So I know she knows who I am. Do you know what I mean? So when she comes here, I just take her, like she loves looking at the pictures and stuff. So I'm like just talking her through like where you are, what room you're in. Oh, this is your mum's old room. This is the room you're going to be staying when you get older. Just like little things, and singing to her, dancing, and the kids are like, Mom. I'm like, no, she will get it.
She calls.
Yeah.
Calls. My son's asked me. She doesn't even understand yet. I said, it's not the point.
Yeah.
You keep on doing it, singing little songs, touching your nose, and it's just wonderful.
It is. So The last 10 weeks have been joyous.
I can believe it. I can believe it because my baby's 16 weeks now, and it's just been the best time of my life.
Yeah.
The best time. I hate when she's not around. She's in Milton Keynes at the moment. They went there Thursday, and I'm picking them up on Monday because there's no trains. It's just, it's crazy. And as you know, my boys went to Jamaica this morning. So when I got back home, my house is silent. But the boys, it's not them I miss yet. Maybe later. But her, I just needed to come home. And it's just, it's so lovely. And I'm going to ask you now, because I think about our future a lot. We're going to do this, and we're going to take you there. We're going to do this. And I was going to ask you the same question, but then I've realised you're going to be doing it anyway.
Exactly.
So auntie and niece are going to have a fantastic relationship, aren't they?
Absolutely. To the point, so I've got a friend who's got a niece who's not far off her age. I want to say she's 3 or 4 years younger. And so whenever she posts, she's like, oh, this is my niesta, which is niece stroke sister, because they're very close and they do everything together. So I was like, hey, I said, you know what? I'm going to have to take Donna's turn.
Yeah,
we're going to have to coin it.
That's
so
lovely.
Now we say they're nistas. So in next month, Imi loves animals. So we took her to Safari Park. So because of that, she's got a free visit if we take it within 6 months or whenever. Okay. So we're taking Marley.
Yes.
So we're taking them to Safari Park. So
it starts already.
And what should be, I don't even know how many weeks she'll be at the time, whether she'll remember it, but we're going to be taking loads of pictures. But that's what's going to be happening.
But forgive me, your daughter's name is
Imi.
So Imi's going to remember it. Even if Marley doesn't, Imi might remember it, isn't it? Especially the photos. How lovely.
Yeah.
I'm just so, I think your situation is, it's not unique because lots of women have babies and then their children have children. But compared to mine, because I was like, oh my God, because Tasha told me, oh, Misha's going to be a grandma. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so gassed. And then I thought, wait, Misha should have a baby the other day.
Exactly.
And I thought, well, I want to know what that's like. But I didn't realise at the time that Kayla didn't live here. So that, is it easier that she's not here, do you think? To separate the two, I mean, the mothering from the grandmothering?
Well, because I am mothering anyway, and so it's just, it's...
What about, though, like, the boundaries, setting grandma boundaries? Do you think... So, let me cut my own question. At home, I've learned over the past 16 weeks, I don't really say much.
Okay.
I observe a lot.
Yeah.
And when I'm asked, I will then give. Sometimes if I see something, I will say, can I make a suggestion? And if it's yes, which is she's never said no to me, then I'll suggest something.
Yeah.
But I'm very conscious of overstepping.
Me too. That's exactly like me. And only because from my own personal experience with my own mum, I mean, I love her dearly, and I know she means the best. But sometimes I used to say to my mum, like, times have changed now, Mum. Like, it's a lot different now. So I know you're telling me, and that's the thing. My mum used to tell me to do stuff, but I genuinely didn't feel comfortable doing it, or because I didn't know how to do it. I'm like, but you're telling me how to do it like I'm supposed to know how to do it, and I don't know how to do it. So with Kayla, a lot of the times is I do observe a lot, and I like observe what's going on, or she'll say, Mom, can I ask you something? I'm like, yeah, go on. Like, so I don't, and I am very mindful because how I felt when it was me, when I was on my journey. There's some things that you have to live and learn and experience for yourself. Like, so it's all good and well, your mom's telling you, like, and I think it's just that generation of parenting, like our moms back then are not going to be like sugarcoat or like nice it up. They're going to tell you raw.
I want to say it like this. I think I have more respect for my children than my mum's ever had for me. So I will discuss things with her instead of telling her.
Yeah.
Whereas now at my big age, my mum's still telling me stuff, and my opinion almost don't matter.
Yeah.
Because I'm the child, and she's the adult.
Yeah.
Even at nearly 50.
Yeah.
So I respect Jayden for the individual she is, the woman she is, and now the mother that she is.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna overstep. I'm not gonna I'm not going to do it. It's not my place.
Yeah.
I wouldn't come here and tell your daughter how to look after a baby. And it's
Yeah.
amounts to the same for me, even though she's my child. This is now her child, and I have to respect that because she's not going to do it the way I want to do it. But the reason I'm asking you more specifically is you will be literally doing the mothering thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much the same time Kayla is. But what if she does something you wouldn't do, or doesn't do something you would do? Do you think you would say something, or you still wouldn't now?
Yeah, I would say. I mean, okay, so there was even today she called me for my advice, and she's like, "Mum, I need your advice." I think Marley's a bit young, so for me, maybe that my mum telling me, "Oh, don't make her come out the house before 6 weeks," and so you got to keep the baby in the house for 6 weeks, and you can't go nowhere. Fair enough, and I did all that, even with Imi. To be fair, she was born in February, so it was cold, so I weren't trying to go anywhere. But like coming in after certain hours, and you can't make the night breeze catch the baby, and all these things. So Kayla had a couple of late nights last week, and I was like, And she's like, yeah, I'm thinking of going to grandma's, which is Daniel's nan's house. So it's a great grandma's, the babies. So I was like, she's like, what do you think? I said, me personally, I said, well, the weather's changing a little bit now because apparently allegedly there's some storm coming, which it is quite breezy outside. So I was like, if you are going to go, okay, I said, me personally, I'd keep her in because she's getting a bit snuffly. But if you are going to go from like 1 o'clock so that at least even by 4, 5 o'clock, you're back in the house. So the night breeze ain't going to catch her, and then she's got time to just climatize back. And so, do you know what I mean? And she's like, no, thanks for that, Mum. So I was like, what are you going to do? She said, I think I'm going to take your advice. I'll go earlier on in the day, so that way I can come back early. Nice. I said, because just be mindful of that. And she said, now I get it, because now she's seeing the effects of Marley being snuffly and can't breathe properly. So it's things like that when I give advice, she can. I'm explaining why.
Why? Yeah, not just saying do this because I said
so. Exactly. the because I said so, or because they're not giving me an explanation as to why. And I realised children in general are like that. If I say to the baby, you can't do that because, or she'll even say why, I explain it to her. Whereas sometimes our parents, and I can only speak from my own.
You could probably speak for mine too.
Didn't explain why. You was just told no. Like,
you know what my mum used to say? I say why. She says why is a crooked letter. I swear to you, that's what my mum used to say to me when I was a child. Because why is a crooked letter.
And so, how does that then help you
to understand?
Exactly.
Doesn't
you don't?
It
and
doesn't.
All you think is why is a crooked letter? That's it.
That makes me resent what you're saying and what you're doing, and almost pushes me to do exactly what you're telling me not to do.
Exactly.
Because now I'm faced. Now I feel I'm upset, so now I'm faced there. So I'm going to do it anyway. Which is, but back to the night breeze scenario thing. I did exactly the opposite of that. When I was her other grandma and dad live in Milton Keynes, so my baby, she's a little commuter already. She's back and forth, which is fine because I want the other grandma to have what I've got. Yes, I think it's fair. Yes. But anyway, Jada was meant to go the Friday, but she said there was something about train strikes are on. So she's like, Mum, I'm going to go today. Now she's saying to me at 4 p.m. So I'm saying, today when? Because today's finished in my mind. So I went, oh, okay, what time's your train? She said, oh, I'm going to get it at 8:20. Yeah. So what time do you get down there? Oh, we should be there by 10. I said, okay, baby. I said, she goes, will you drop me to the station? I said, of course I will. Because you're not walking to the station. I said, anyway, so I waved them off. And I remember thinking, my mum would never make it the fitness here. I'll make him come get him in our car. What happened to you? Pantry it because she's gone on a train. My mum would never. But I thought, it doesn't make sense for me to say to that, put this guilt trip on Jane. Oh, it's too late. It's too cold. The night breeze and that. Because she's gonna go. Yeah. So we can either go and bye, love you, see you soon, or see ya. Yeah. Based on what? You know what I mean? I don't agree with it. I wouldn't do it. It's not my baby. Yeah. And it's not my baby father that lives in another city. So
exactly. Yeah.
They're making the best of their situation. And quite frankly, and the only reason she did it is because she checked there were no trains the next day. Okay. That's the only reason she did it. And that's why I thought, okay. Yeah. Even though I hate it. Yeah. But even I was even thinking maybe I can drop it, but I didn't have a car that day, and it was just weird.
Yeah.
I did get the car in the end, but only to drop it to the train station. Oh, it's all long not having a car. But anyway, my point of that whole thing is, I think it boils down to that respect thing again.
Mm.
I respect the woman, the
Mm.
individual that she is,
Yeah.
and if that's what she wants to do,
Yeah.
who am I to tell
Yeah.
her that she shouldn't and make a
Yeah.
big fuss about it?
Yeah.
It's her baby. I wouldn't, but it's just
Mm.
me.
And
And I'd gone to River Island the day with my Daniel and our goddaughter, and I bought her some clothes. And I was coming back, and I was like, "Oh, Jade, I was in River Island with Anila. It was so beautiful. Love the clothes." She went, "You might need to go back there." I
is
says,
that how
"What
she
for?"
told you?
I says, "What for?" She goes,
Ah.
"I don't know. You might need to buy your own grandbaby." I said, "Jaden." I said, "Jaden." I started to swear. I said, "Don't you fucking joke. Don't you play with me, you know." And I looked
Ah.
at Sam. I said, "Sam," and he went, and I
So had
started
they found
bawling.
out?
Yeah, they just found out. Well,
Oh.
about a day or two, and they were
Mm.
waiting to tell me. But she said she wanted to tell me, but because I've been in and out, I'm just going to work and I've come
Yeah.
in, pop
Yeah.
back out again. So
Yeah.
to wait
Yeah.
till I was sat down. So
Right.
I'd come in from River
How
Island, or the day
beautiful is
after
that?
River Island. And I was saying,
Yeah.
River Island's got us, all the baby clothes. I was like, oh, she went, "You might have to go back there." So
Ah.
right up until the time she announced the
Mm.
pregnancy, I would have sat here and said to you, I don't know if I'll ever be a grandma, not for my daughters, because the way
Mm.
them two girls are going on, blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
My eldest definitely not great.
Yeah.
I don't even know about her because she's too.
Yeah.
Jay likes a nice, lavish Louis Vuitton
Mm. Yeah.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
So having a baby now would ruin that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never ever thought it up until the day she says
Wow.
one thing. I was like, "Who are you?" I said, "What
Mm-mm.
the?" Jaden, even now, sometimes I'm holding a baby. I'm like, "Jaden, you've had a baby,
I
you
know.
know."
I know.
She's like, "I know, Mum. Can you believe it?" I was like,
So
"No,"
surreal.
because Jay's not. She showed no maternal
Yeah.
instinct. No,
Yeah.
even like if she was here and you had your baby or
Mm.
your grandbaby was here, she'd be like, "Ah,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
interest
Yeah.
whatsoever."
Yeah.
But to see her
And
with her
how has she
daughter now,
adapted?
to see her with her daughter,
Mm.
she's just hit the floor running. You would
Mm.
never know that she hasn't had little siblings to look after her entire life.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's so like, one of the first things she said is when baby was born, and she was, and she's crying. And Jaden's like, "I don't know what's wrong with you, but you're okay. You're okay. You're
Oh.
okay. You're with mama." And I was at the top outside the room and I was listening. I was properly eavesdropping at the door, like I was
Yeah.
thinking,
Yeah.
"Oh my god."
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she said, "I don't know what's wrong with you, but you're
Mm.
okay." And I thought, she didn't, "Mum, why is she crying?" She's
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jaden's afraid of everything. We call her Frightened Friday. Jaden's
Yeah.
afraid of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
she
wouldn't.
has very much fallen into her role,
Mm.
her
Mm.
lane, her life of being Sarai's mother.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is who she is now,
Yeah.
and she's I want to say accepted it, but not there's anything to accept.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's been no issue. She isn't. Jaden was never really much of a going out person anyway,
Mm.
so it's not like, "Oh, I
Mm.
miss going out." None
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
She's just fine.
Mm. Mm.
Just an occasional little advice, like she was saying, for example, when you was on about bathing late as well. She says to me, "Mum, there's a bit of the baby's sleeping past her bath time." She's like, "I want to bath her at 8 o'clock." I said, "Yeah, but right now she's running the show about when she wakes up and sleeps. You
Yeah.
can't really
Yeah.
be saying, oh, she's got to wake up and have a bath at 8."
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, and quite frankly, she can have a bath at 9:30.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, what's important, the reason why I think, for me, we're teaching baby routine in it, and what we will need to teach her is that after the bath is a bottle, a little bit of a book or a little
Mm.
nursery rhyme music, and then
Bed.
bed.
Yeah.
So if that happens at 9:30, 10:30, as long as the routine is the bath, the bottle, the bed,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter what time that is.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
you don't want
Yeah.
to give her a bath at 2 p.m. because then she's going to be expecting the bottle and the bed,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
don't do that. But, you
Mm.
can give her a bath at 9:30. She's like, "Yeah, but I don't want to be." I said, "Jay, I promise you, you can adjust the time of
Yeah.
the bath later once the
Definitely.
routine set in."
Yeah.
Now, that is when I offered all that information.
Yeah.
And she took that
Yeah.
because I wasn't saying, "You stupid, you don't know how to do this. This is what
Yeah.
you should be
Yeah.
doing."
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I just showed her that you can do it like this
Mm.
way if you want to.
Mm.
I always try and
Mm.
put that on the end. If you feel like this, if you want
Yeah.
to do this, because
Yeah. And another thing as well, I feel like this generation of just young people in general are they observe a lot on social media. So they're watching other people and then maybe it doesn't look like what they're doing or what their life and their journey looks like. And then sometimes can't think, well, you know what, that's their journey and that's what they're going for. So I have to say to Kayla, yeah, it's all good and well, them doing that because maybe behind the scenes they have got a nanny that actually lives with them, or they've got this person that can do that. But or maybe they are doing it themselves, but they're just kind of editing the video to make it look like a certain way. So I was like, hey, honestly.
So, how would you say your daughter has stepped into her role of motherhood?
So for Kayla, having experience with my daughter kind of really was a huge eye opener, to the point where, because she was living at home when Imi was a baby, during the night she'd come down, she'd be like, Mom, do you need me to do anything? Do you need me to help her? Or whatever it was. Because again, Dan's job, um, he used to work away in it. So when she's probably about 6 weeks, which is still a newborn, it was just me. So I'd be waking up and I'd be like, oh my gosh. And she'd be like, Mom, I'll take her downstairs and I'll do this and I'll do that. And she'd be like, so she kind of almost stepped into like a mothering role anyway.
Right. Okay.
So for her to just have to do it now by herself, and she often says, she's like, it hasn't sunk in that Marley's my baby yet. I still feel I'm looking after Imi, and because she looks like Imi,
Yeah.
she's like, I can't differentiate the two. So, but she had twin goddaughters, and even when they were like 6 weeks old, we had them overnight here. So, yeah, she was to give
She's
her
got a
friend
lot of
a break.
experience then.
She really has. So it wasn't strange for her. So she'd held a newborn. She'd changed the nappy. So she's got a cousin who's about to be a dad. And she's like, have you ever held a newborn? He's like, never. You ever changed the nappy? He's like, never. She was like, no, it's
There
gonna
you
be.
go.
Yeah. So she was like, but she said, I was lucky, Mum. I had Imi to kind of not practice, but I had that
It is
experience.
practice, isn't it? Experience,
Yeah. So her stepping into it it literally just flowed. But like I said, with Imi just being transitioning out of that stage, then she's got her baby. It was almost like it went like this, and then she was just there. So it was like,
so we said Imi was one when
yeah,
Kayla told you she was pregnant.
yeah,
So she's still baby and stuff, and
yeah,
Kayla was here then.
yeah.
And then her belly's getting bigger, Imi's getting a bit older, and now Imi's just 2, and she's got a baby. Oh, of course, it just
literally it just flowed.
the
So
cycle overlaps nicely.
It's so easy for Kayla.
That's good because Jay had to pretty much learn, because like I said, she had no interest in anyone else's baby. So Jay literally didn't hold a newborn baby until her baby came out and skin to skin.
Wow. Yeah.
So Kayla's doing well. And Dad's doing well as well.
Yeah, Dad, he's doing fantastic. Yeah.
Okay. Have you managed to? Do you know his mum or his family?
Yeah, actually, his mom. So how they met and how they know each other was from the church. His mom and my mom used to go to church together.
Okay.
Yeah. So
he come from good stuff.
yeah, so we knew him from before.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're doing fine, and I'm not really sure what to talk to you about because you're still parenting a toddler.
Yeah.
I don't know really. It's the comparisons between your grandmahood and now my grandmahood.
Yes.
Because mine's very much the not tokenist. That's the wrong word. What do I mean?
Explain what you're trying to.
I'm trying to say mine's because you're living it still as the mum. Mine's very much in and out and and the good bits really.
Yeah.
I get to enjoy the good parts of the baby, whereas.
Yeah, and so going back a little bit, or just trying to add into what's going on. I know a lot of the things, because Kayla, how she sees me parent Imi, is like, Mom, I'm going to adopt that approach. And I'm like, really? Yeah. She was like,
that means you're in a unique position and to offer advice.
Absolutely.
Based on, I'm actually doing this right now.
Or because she's seen it firsthand, how it's had a positive effect. Is how she said that she's going to adopt it. So little things as well. So Imi is 2 now. She's never had sweets. We don't give her juice. She's never had not really cake. So we are very mindful of what she eats. But that was based on how the others were brought up. And so we've kind of refrained them from eating certain things, because obviously we know the additives and numbers and stuff like that. So she was saying the other day, she was like, I'm going to make Marley be vegan because Imi's vegan. She doesn't have no meat, no dairy, no. So like the milk she has is oat milk or coconut milk, um, and just their food as well, just pure veggies. Um, I might probably introduce fish, but I'm not sure. But Kayla was like, I'm definitely that's how I'm gonna bring Marley up. She was like, because I've seen that Imi's fine, like, and she can be around it, and she doesn't understand. Like, so say like maybe her peers are craving sweets or they want this and want that. She ain't got a clue. She'll like if I give her a bowl of strawberries or some fruit now, she'll sit there and wax it off. Like, do you get what I mean?
That's such a good start.
Yeah, and again, screen time as well, because I think screen time is a big thing. So Imi wasn't really like I've refused and I'm point blank she's not having an iPad or a tablet because a lot of the things as well that they hang on to when they're little or they've not done it yet or it doesn't mean like you said it's gonna have a delayed reaction in somewhere else.
Their development
Yeah,
it
nah.
doesn't mean that at all. They're all different.
Mm.
And it's crazy that and that's the thing. Jay's she's a sensible young lady, but of course, you got some insecurities about things when you don't know
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely.
But she's very confident in asking me questions about what does this mean, when does this do, and she researches.
Good. Yeah, yeah.
What's your thoughts on immunisation?
So, even I want to think, was it Kayla? So we definitely none of them have had the triple jab, but they had all the other ones, but I just didn't do the triple. And I think I want to say it was Kayla because around that time Tony Blair didn't give his child the triple jab. And I remember Daniel saying, "Well, hang on, why are they all fighting for us to have this triple jab? Does he know something about it?" Do you get what I mean? Because if the Prime Minister at the time is not giving their child, and he was publicly saying, I think he got it done separately, something like that.
Because that's what I did. Well, my mum paid for the girls to have their separate.
Separate, yeah. And I don't think at the time because we were young we couldn't afford to do it separately because it weren't cheap.
No, my mum paid. I want to say it's £100 per shot. That's £300 each child.
Exactly. So it weren't cheap. So we was like, nah. So even Imi hasn't had the triple.
And that's no, you won't.
Nah.
That ever.
If it comes to it and they say she needs to have it done, then we're going to pay for it separately. Yeah. So, but again, Kayla's on that same. She was like, "I'll do all of them, but I'm just not doing the triple." Do you know what I mean?
I was really like, if I did it all again, I wouldn't give any. That's just my personal thing, innit? And I've been saying this about stuff worse when that old COVID stuff was out, and I was like, no, anti-vax. So much so, which I really regret now, that Jaden didn't tell me when she was going to do the thing because she knew how I would react.
Oh, okay.
And that I didn't get mad. I don't like the fact that the baby's had it done, but what I was focused on was her thinking she couldn't say it to me, even though she knows my opinion. So I've changed that. I've let her know that, mate, do what you want. What I think doesn't mean you can't tell me if you're going to do something different. Do what you're doing. She said her and her fella, whatever, they've decided that that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Then do it. Yeah. But I haven't got. I'm going to talk to you about the MMR. Yeah. I'm going to talk about the MMR. Yeah. To get them separate, because even if I have to pay for it, I'll really do that.
But Imi, if I say to Imi, the TV's not been on today.
No, I haven't seen her with one.
No. So she'll get a book or she'll get her blocks, and in here before you came was like a nursery. Everything was out. She got her colourings out and I could come in at probably an hour or two later and she's found something else or she's building this, she's building that. And she's like, I'm going to do that with Marley, Mum. And I was like, listen, I said it works with you guys. That's why I've kind of adapted it as I've gone on.
Some people take visual advice better than verbal advice, don't they?
Yeah.
Because with me saying that to my daughter, which is exactly the same things I will say, it's not based. There's no evidence for her. Kayla can see the evidence right here.
Exactly.
Your baby's 2 years old and doesn't have one, and won't have a meltdown if the battery dies. Because I've seen videos of babies screaming when they can't get the phone, or they're already screaming and someone hands them the phone and silent.
make me do give Imi a book and say, do you want me to read you a story? Like, she'll be crying. I say, do you want me to read you a story? And she'll be like, yeah. And then I'll read her a story, and that's how. And I'm like, yeah, because one thing I can't take is embarrassment, yet alone embarrassment from a child. If I'm out trying out, I will go back to what I've been taught with how my mum used to deal with me. If
Gangster mom back.
right, if it's not the look, it's like try not wait till you get home and watch what's gonna happen. Like, and that is, it is an empty threat, but I just know Imi's not at that point, so I know I can just give her a book or give her something that to occupy her, which is not electronic, it's not a phone, it's not this. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, it was just last week because Kayla was here in the week and she was like, Mom, definitely. I see how that works.
I have heard Jaden talk about, you know, so I've had Sarah on my lap and I was sending the message and Jaden's gone, Mum, screen time. I was like, what? And I'm not realizing the baby's looking straight in my
Yeah,
phone
yeah.
because she's attracted to the lights and it's natural for her. And I was like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, put it down.
Mm,
I've also noticed a couple of times I'm trying to, like, I don't know, hush her to sleep, whatever. She's
mm.
there, and then I'm like playing again on my phone, and it's like she won't settle. And I feel like she can feel that my attention is not on her.
Yeah,
So I've put my phone down and I've just set good.
yeah,
And she's gone to
yeah,
sleep in no time.
yeah,
So them
definitely.
things are not good, man. And I do feel like my daughter has got her head on the right in the right
Mm,
way about when it
mm,
comes to that.
mm.
She talks about it.
When we were speaking, so going back a little bit as well, because we talked about how social media does them, that aspect of social media, showing them that element of things is definitely helpful
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of the times is where Kayla's seen that, but again, she's seen it in practice.
Mm.
Why she can relate it to say, yeah, I'm not going to do this or I'm going to do it that way because I've seen that. If you're using social media for that, then that's amazing and that's fantastic.
Because you
Do you
can
know what I
learn a lot
mean?
of positive things from it. You just
Absolutely.
have to know what to take and what to
Yeah,
leave
yeah,
and
yeah,
when to
yeah.
leave.
Like we said when we were going back to those two videos that we clearly know are potentially deep fakes, and I
Yes,
say
yes, yes.
potentially more so factual.
Yeah.
Um, but it's within reason that you're going to say, you know, I'm going to make an educated guess that, you know what, yeah, I'm not going to go believe that, or actually, you know what, I can see that working in practice. Do you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
There's lots and lots of things. There's a
Yeah.
woman, because I use Instagram and I send Jaden quite a few videos. We're following the same woman, and she talks about how parenting skills and she reads out people's problems. And one of the ones, a woman said, I'll never forget it. She said, my 3-year-old keeps arguing with me.
Hmm.
What do I do? And her answer was, why are you arguing with a 3-year-old?
Exactly.
If
Yeah.
you don't argue with them, they can't argue back.
Mm.
You tell the child no
Mm.
because, and tell them why, the
Mm.
thing we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier,
Yeah.
because of this, because of X, Y, and Z,
Yeah.
and then that's it.
That's it.
And when they're like,
Mm.
no, 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 I've already explained to you why. We're not going to
Mm.
go through this again. We're
Mm.
back and forth.
Yeah.
I said, and it made me think I've got a friend who has a teenage daughter, and that's all they do.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, but she can't argue on her own.
Mm.
She's like the mom saying to me, she's feisty, man. She just keeps arguing with me. I said, yeah, but she can't argue on her own.
Mm. Mm.
So
Yeah.
someone else is arguing with her, and she's
Yeah.
like, oh. I was like, yeah, say what you say,
Mm.
and I hate that because I've got. So as a mum, I was a bit more authoritarian than I will ever be as a grandma,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it would be like, you heard what I said,
Mm.
and you know why, and I hate
Mm.
that. There was
Mm.
no conversation, no
Yeah.
discussion,
Yeah.
and I think there's elements and there's time and place for that,
Yeah.
but most of the time, sorry, what I forgot my point. What was I saying?
About you being authoritarian.
Yeah, because oh yeah, because I won't argue with a child.
Mm. Mm.
I won't argue with
Mm.
a child about their bedtime or
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
they can't
Yeah.
go more crisp
Yeah.
or I'm not going
Absolutely.
to argue with them
Yeah.
about that because it's not a discussion.
Yeah.
It is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
So, and I think I don't know. I think Jaden's kind of some of the things she says leads
Mm.
me to think, oh,
Yeah.
so you have paid attention.
Yes.
I've heard certain things
Yeah. Yeah.
come
Yeah.
out of her mouth,
Yeah.
but she's doing really well. And Jaden's fortunate. Her best friend from primary school.
Mm.
I think I told you her son was born the day after my granddaughter. So
Really?
they were pregnant at the same time,
Okay.
same Good Hope Hospital,
Yeah.
baby born a day apart.
No
She's got a
way.
boy,
Yeah.
and it's funny because Jaden was like, she wasn't sure whether she wanted a boy or a girl, but now she knows she absolutely doesn't want a boy because
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
sees how I won't say his name, but
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
sees how he is, and he's a lovely little baby, he's so cute. But she's like, he's so much more hard work. She said, is that because he's a boy? I was like, no, it's not.
Mm.
It's even down to changing the nappy. And she's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Mum, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
Anyway, I did say to her, one thing you don't do
Mhm.
is compare their development.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't think because
Absolutely.
he's doing this or
Yeah.
not doing it
Yeah.
that there's an issue, because they're different people.
Yeah.
They're not going to
Absolutely.
grow the same. Not to
Mm.
mention the different genders as well. So there'll be
Mm.
that as well.
Mm.
All sorts of things. So she's taking
Mm.
some advice from me.
Yeah.
She doesn't do that. She didn't do it, but I
Yeah.
was saying be mindful never to
But
do
you
that.
can see why it is easy to do that because obviously they're sharing their journey actually together. So I'm going to assume if it was me and you, I'd be like, oh, guess what Marley's doing? And, if it was different,
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh, no, she's not doing that yet. So again, it is
It's
easy.
easy to compare,
Yeah.
and I see why. But to be hung up on the differences
Yeah.
is where I think you shouldn't put your energy.
Yeah.
If he's, because like I explained to her, you yourself, she was walking at 10 months old,
Mm.
but then Ray didn't walk till she was like over one,
Yeah.
and then the same with the boys. My Blake was 11 months before he was one, Xavier was after one. I says, and if I'd have said, well, Ray walked at 10 months, what the hell?
Yeah.
Something's wrong with you? Is there
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
wrong?
Yeah.
You don't hold on to
Exactly.
those bits.
Definitely. And even that, what does that mean? Because my niece, she didn't start walking until she was nearly 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there was nothing
I want to say she
physically
was probably
wrong.
about 21 months, but
Wow,
you're a,
that is
yeah.
nearly two.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. On the grand scheme of things.
Because if
And
you think about it, your daughter's what? She's got 26 months now, like
yeah,
24 maybe? No,
20,
26 ish.
26, yeah, yeah.
So that's only a few months ago
This is
that
what I
that baby
mean.
started
Yeah.
walking.
And I remember
How old was she?
Amy started walking, could have been about 10 months.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she was about 10 months.
Before one though.
Kayla was 9 months, but then Lani was a week or two after his first birthday, and Isla was a week or two before her first birthday. So all of them have been different.
Yeah. So if you've made it to the end here, I thank you very much for watching all of it. And if you're a grandparent and would like to have a chat with me about your journey, then shout out to me. I'm happy to do so. Thank you very much again.